Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, I want to touch on this here because a lot of times I've been hearing about, kingdom husbands and all of that. And there is a lot of delusion in that space. It's a lot of women who talk about that stuff. And as a man, it sounds like a fairy tale, but there are some very real changes that men of God who are husbands go through when we completely surrender. And I see it in every man of God who is a husband around me. And everybody's on their own path. They on their own schedule and timing, but you see the change happen when a man starts to surrender, and then also when a man sees other men, because one of the things that men do not like is for another man to be praised more than him or seen as more of a man than him. And only a man who is a fool will remain in his foolishness just out of arrogance and spite to say, I don't care how good another man is or how good another man's wife is being treated. I'm gonna remain a butthead and a jerk. It's just only a foolish man who, a lot of times, really what I mean by that is just he's like overridden with childhood trauma that he has not addressed and healed. That's typically when you see that. Now I got my blue light glasses on today. These are not real glasses, regular glasses with medicine in them. Now these are blue light glasses. Another thing I want to warn you about this message is there will be women who steal the information from this message and they will use it in a false prophecies, in their husband groups, in their viral TikToks to talk about something like they know what they talking about, to get you deeper into their funnel, to buy their book, to get on a group call. And I'm gonna be honest with you, just from a male perspective, if you are a woman watching this, when it comes to understanding men, you could talk to a woman, but you should always talk to a man and hear from men who are living, even though you don't know how any man lives behind closed doors unless you live in the house with them, like your father or what have you, or your brother. Even perceivably, based on your discretion, hear from men who are the type of man that you would want to be around, learn from, grow with. Don't I and the reason why I'm giving you a fair warning on this, because as a man and understanding men and knowing men, I have almost never heard a woman give advice about men that that was like her own advice, that wasn't like regurgitated from like myself or another male coach, and know what she was talking about. And I don't mean any disrespect. And I know some of y'all ladies on here, y'all give advice about men. I'm advising you to stop, because when you're dealing with a man, you're dealing with an individual that can destroy your life, can really ruin your life from the inside out. And as men, we have a lot of issues that we have to work through. We have a lot of just preconceived notions. We have a lot of belief systems and mental constructs that we have to overcome. And one wrong piece of advice, or even right advice that is applied wrongly, can cost a woman her sanity, her safety, and sometimes even her life. Like, this is not something that you play with. This is not something that you just do for clicks and clout. Like, when you dealing with men, you dealing with the same people who defend the world. Like, you dealing with the same people who your country is protected and safe because of men being on the front lines, like going to war, going to battle. Like, your people free from slavery because of men going to battle, fighting, bloodshed. Like, that's still the same being that is getting in a bed. A cold killer is the same being that got to get in the bed with you, climb on top of you. And I think a lot of times women get so close to men, and because you intimate with a man, and because a man doing this and doing that to you intimately, you forget that you're dealing with a killer. And I try to always bring that sobering reality back to women to understand. Like, you got to remember, like, even the men that you look up to were killers. Moses, David, Solomon, Samson, Paul, like, men of God. So you have to realize that a man is constantly at war within himself, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. A man is always at war. So when you are a wife, it is your job to recognize when he is warring internally, and not to add to his war, not to add to that. And not to, I was just talking to my wife, and she was telling, like, because she meeting a friend for coffee, and I was like, man, I ain't realized the hole I have in my day not having your coffee. I said, I thought about Dunkin' Donuts, thought about Starbucks, but they just don't compare. So I didn't get any coffee. And she was like, LOL, really? I was like, yeah. Because I got used to, she make me a coffee every morning. It'd be an iced coffee. But it just made with love, and I could taste the love. And so she said, okay, I'm going to get you one when I'm done. And I come to the office to work. You know, it's 9:08 a.m. I done been here about 20 minutes. And I got up 5 o'clock and went back to sleep, and was listening to my Bible from about 6 to 8 or something like that. And I posted some scriptures that was in my study, but I deleted them because I realized it's babies in the Lord and it's non-believers that scroll past that stuff and they don't have any interpretation. So we'll talk about that on the certain videos when we address it. But it's my barber birthday today too, and my wife gonna pick up some stuff and swing about a barbershop for me. So she's kind of like, also, she's my helpmeet. You know, she's my two other arms, two other legs, you know, another brain, another heart. And we team up. Like tonight, Tony had something, little T, he had something for homecoming tonight. And so I'm taking Tatum to practice. I never take Tatum to practice because I take T to practice, but T gonna miss soccer all this week for his final homecoming week. And even gonna miss the game on Saturday because homecoming is Saturday. And it's around the same game and homecoming at the same time. So, you know, got to make a choice. So we tag team. And that's what I want you to understand. Like, when a man starts to surrender to God, it doesn't mean that he's gonna be a perfect man. And that's one of the things that I always see women do and say in the comments. And I'm asking y'all to stop doing that. Women are always talking about, well, a man of God won't do this, and a man of God won't do this, and a man of God. And it's like, listen, man of God does not mean perfect man. Man of God does not mean he's not a killer. Man of God does not mean he doesn't have a hard heart that God is softening. Man of God does not mean perfect. Man of God means an embattled warrior who is struggling spiritually to grow every day. That's what man of God means. It does not mean ultimate peace provider from day one. That's not what it means. So the first thing that you're going to see when you think about protection, now, when a man surrenders to God, protection will start to shift from being controlling to being protecting. So when a man comes home, if he comes home and you have the garage up, you got to be ready to hear his mouth. If it's like at nighttime and you got the garage up, if your car is in the driveway and it's unlocked, you're going to hear from him. If he comes home and it's at nighttime for whatever reason, coming home from practice, coming home guys' night, coming home, and you've left the front door unlocked, or the garage door unlocked, or the back door unlocked, or you've left windows unlocked, you're going to hear from him. Now, what you won't hear as much is you can't wear this, you can't go here, you can't talk to this person unless it's about safety. And so, what I want women to understand is that a man is a protector. The same way that we, the church, say, Lord, plead the blood of Jesus over us, protect us, encamp your angels around us, protect us going and coming. A husband loves his wife as Christ loves the church. So, the same way we want protection from God, a man is instructed to protect his wife. So, sometimes that can be confused as control. But what a man sees is the escalation. A man sees what could happen. So, if you at a sporting event, or if you at a party, or out here, or you somewhere, and you are loud, or you're rambunctious, or you're having some drinks, and you on your second or third glass of wine, or your third cocktail, and you starting to get a little loud, you starting to get a little too assertive, and it's men around you, and you saying stuff slick out the mouth, or you getting too loud, or you too excited at a game, you cheering for your Baltimore Ravens, or your Washington Commanders, or your Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints, Houston Texans, and you going crazy, and and next thing you know, you screaming in a man's face. A man knows that any given man could be unwrapped, meaning not wrapped too tight. He knows that a man on that liquid courage is far more dangerous than a woman on the liquid courage, just because of his natural strength. The man could be 4'11", and literally a 4'11" man can pick up a 300-pound woman and throw her. Like, you have to understand. So when he says, "Hey, babe, calm down, babe, please, stop all that, calm down," and then you, "Don't tell me to be quiet, don't tell me what to do, you trying to control me." All he trying to do is prevent a situation from escalating. You could be around women, but these women could be 2 or 3 of them together, and he realizes that if you keep running off at the mouth at this family reunion, at this party, at this outing, this event, this sporting event, one of these women could be cut from a different cloth, and she gonna take your head off. And as your husband, he's gonna have to jump in, and he's gonna have to try to restrain this woman. But if this woman go to putting paws on him, he's going to have to connect with her with a 6-piece nugget, and then he's going to jail over your mouth. And so that's what you have to realize and understand. When it comes to the protection, it's going to be a fine line, and you're going to have to understand that, okay. And even when it comes down to what you're wearing, let's say you want to wear some spandex shorts, and they stop right under your butt cheek. And maybe if you have to bend down and tie your shoes, you now will have butt cheek hanging out. And let's say in the front, it cuffs your vagina, and it kind of rides up to where the, whatever you would call it, vulva, what you call it, you have a camel toe. If your man says, "Hey, I don't think that's appropriate for where we going. Like, I don't think you should wear that." Don't get into this place of, "Oh, you trying to tell me what to wear, but you don't mind looking at Meg Thee Stallion twerk. You don't mind looking at Cardi B, and you stand at all these such and such, but now you trying to tell me what to wear and what not to wear, like I'm your child. I'm not your child. I got a daddy, and your name ain't such and such. And or if that's not your personality, you get to where and you ready to write you, he's telling me what I can't wear. He's telling me what I can't wear. And see, and so the thing about it is, it's like some women understand this, but I've noticed that there are some women who have been deceived by the work of Satan to drive division between men and women. And they believe that a man, their husband, who is telling them, hey, I don't think that is appropriate, they believe that that is controlling and he's trying to change her and all of that thing, instead of asking herself, why do I want to wear this? Like, what does this do? Yes, it's hot, but these tight shorts are only going to create more friction and sweat. And that sweat, that tight in my private area, could create a yeast infection. So maybe I should wear some cute shorts that are flowy. They could even be silk like this shirt and be flowy, be black. So when I sweat out here at the food truck event, the sweat doesn't even show because I got on black shorts. They got a little air to them, the little Nike shorts with a, with a white shirt. So the sweat gonna blend in on that with some cute black and white Nikes or Adidas or Dunks or whatever, Chuck Taylors, and boom, still cute. Could put me some necklace on, bracelet, watch, and be with your man who you got your protection, but yet you dress cute and classy instead of raunchy and trashy, because you have to evaluate your influences. Who wear what they used to call coochie cutters? Who wear them coochie cutters still? Why are you trying to wear Daisy Dukes and all of that? Daisy could wear the Dukes because she had the Dukes around her. The Dukes a hazard. Like, ain't nobody messing with Daisy. Daisy had to have 3-4 men around her for them Daisy Dukes she had on. You got one man. So now your man, he's out. And because every single man y'all pass is just staring at you, watching your camel toe, watching your booty cheeks jiggle. And your man just like, man, I can't even come out here and have a corn dog in peace because all these men just staring at us like I'm with the 3-foot midget with an alligator tail at the state fair. Because my woman want to come out with all her booty hanging out because all she want to watch is junk reality TV and listening to WAP all day while she going to sleep too. So now she coming out here dressing like a scallywag, and I can't even get no peace because every man, and then literally men will come up to your husband when you dress inappropriately and say, hey, is that your wife? Because and so now your man got to go through disrespect because he like, yeah, it's my wife, man. What you thought that was my mama? Thought it was my sister, my daughter? Yeah, it's my wife. And my bad, bro. I just, well, congratulations, man. You got a beautiful woman. But it's like them shorts really wasn't even necessary. And so you have to get to that root and say, okay, yeah, if it's finna be that hot, it's 110 degrees in Houston, Texas. Okay, you got to come up with something, but it don't need to be spandex that's digging all in you and all of that right there. So understand that protection is gonna feel smothering at times because this man protecting you the way Christ protected the church. He want to make sure that you good going and coming. He want to, so you may say, hey, I'm finna shoot up here to the store, and he like, no, you not. It's after 9 o'clock at night. It's dark. Like, I'd rather you do that. Like this when the Jite boys out. This when the sex traffickers is out. This when they that last minute grocery run where it's just 2-3 cars in Publix parking lot. This where the white van pull up on you at. So no, like they open at 7 a.m. Be there 6:59. Soon as they open, go in. Ain't nobody doing robberies and jackings at 7 a.m. They sleeping because they was up through the night doing they dirt. So 7 a.m. Why I can't go? I need to go. I don't want to go in the morning. Listen, I'm telling you. So what a protector, he's always doing recon. He always scoping the scene. He always assessing the risk. He always assessing the damage. And he's going to tell you. Now, you're going to know the difference between a man who has surrendered to God and he's coming as a protector versus a man who is controlling. The difference is the man who is controlling, he's going to be mean to you in other areas. Like he's going to try to hurt your feelings. He's going to try to break your spirit. He's going to be condescending. He's going to be rude. That's when the control is disguised as protection. But a man who is protecting you, he's going to tell you when you put on an appropriate outfit, he's going to tell you, wow, baby, you so beautiful. Man, you look good. Man, you looking, woo, my goodness. And then even when he has to tell you something is inappropriate, he's not going to be like, he's not going to use derogatory terms, call you out your name. Oh, you look like a such and such. He going to say, hey, you think that's cool for the day? Like that right there? Just to where you already know by the just a little voice inflection he did, you already know. All right, let me change. Got beside myself. Went to feeling hot girl summer. I knew I shouldn't have been listening to that Cardi B. Let me change. Give me a second. Like, don't even get mad. Like, you have something that millions of women are going to sleep crying for. You have covering. You have a protector. You have somebody who looking out for you, because the thing about it is there are men who will sexually assault you if your outfit is too inviting. And I know some people try to twist that as like, oh, victim shaming. Oh, it doesn't matter what a woman has on. A woman could be naked. That doesn't give a man a right to touch her. We know that it doesn't give him the right. That's why he still will go to jail. But that don't mean that a man not gonna take the right he doesn't have. This is the real world. That's what we're talking about. We know that doesn't mean a man should do it. We don't live in a utopian world. So the more inviting them booty shorts are, the more likely you are to get talked to the wrong way, because there are women who don't have on inviting clothes and are getting talked to the wrong way. So if a woman got on baggy boyfriend jeans and a man say, oh, I want to do this and that to you. And I know it's going to be women in the comments saying that, oh, well, I dress unassuming and very baggy and men still talk to me. You made my point. So the more revealing and seductive you dress, the more likely it is a man is going to say, she wouldn't wear those shorts with her vulva hanging over the seam, flapped over, clapped over like camel lips, if she didn't want me to say something to her. She wouldn't have them shorts dug way up her booty like that, knowing it's a little bit of leftover fecal matter, if she ain't want me to say something to her. That's just how a man assumes. That's just what he think, because he knows the plethora of different outfits you have. So I want you to think about that protection and how that's going to look when a man truly, truly cares for you. See, some men don't care for their wife because they are so into pornography that they are desensitized. Like whenever you see a man who doesn't care what his wife and his daughter wears, and what they wear is very seductive and revealing, that is a clear indicator that he has a porn addiction. Those are the only men who don't care. And it's just because they don't value women. They don't value the body of a woman. They see women as piece of meat. They see women as sex toys, sex symbols, from their wife down to their daughter, and they don't care. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was telling me that, his daughters came up to see him, and his daughter had on some very little shorts, and she like 17. And he said, "Hold on, what's this? What you got on?" He said, "No, this ain't gonna work. Don't come out the house like that because you full figured. Do not come out the house like that." And then he asked the mom, because they not together no more. He asked the mom. He said, "Do you think this okay for our daughter to come out the house like this?" And she was like, "I ain't see nothing wrong with it. What's wrong with it?" He was like, "There are perverted men. Like, while she walking around, a man could just walk up and grab her butt. A man could just come and just shoot his shot, just come and grab her up like that. Like, we live in a sick world. Like, you're not trying to stand out. You need to try to blend in. Like, don't have your booty and everything hanging out. Like, put some clothes on to where you just look like another plain Jane woman, just with normal shorts on. Come down to mid thigh. Even if it's a little higher, they need to be loose. Have some air in the leg." And so she's like, "Oh, I see your point." Now, see, deep down, I know what happened right there. He didn't realize it. Because the mom don't bring the daughters to his job all the time. So she intentionally brought the daughter to the job that day, because deep down she knew her daughter shouldn't be wearing that, but she know if she say that to her 17-year-old daughter, her daughter gonna cut her eyes at her and give her the cold shoulder and ice her and stop talking to her. So she wanted to let daddy be the bad guy, because daddy ain't scared to say what he feel. And that's what happened. I noticed that with a lot of moms, even in my own household. Like, I have to check my sons, and I check them in a way that they mama will never check them. And I say stuff to them that they mama will never say to them. And I hold them accountable in ways they mama will never hold them accountable. And she'll do her little thing and she'll hold them accountable, but she looked to me for backup. She looked to me to like confirm it and enforce it. But she really don't have the kind of air in her chest to just really do it on her own. Especially once they cross, like, she got it with Tayden a little bit because he 10, so she still feel bigger and bolder. But like with our 17-year-old, she really don't want no smoke with him. So I have to get in his chest and just let him know, like, "Listen, boy, you will get broken in half now. Try me like a baser." And so you have to understand that with that protection, and even when it comes to y'all kids, a man of God, and the difference is, with the man of God, when he protecting the family, he protecting the kids, he telling the daughter what she can and can't wear. He telling the son what he can and can't do with his hair or his earrings or his ears or his body, tattoos or whatever. He gonna be still loving. He's still gonna be rewarding them for good grades, rewarding them for performing well in the classroom, in the extracurricular, for good manners, good behavior. He's not gonna be a tyrant and just dominant and dictating and disrespectful and breaking them. And so that's how you tell the difference between a true man of God. See, the Bible say God chastises those he loves. So but at the same time, he blesses and rewards those he loves. And the two go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. So you can't just have all of this consequences, but no reward. And that's how you're going to know that a man has surrendered to God. He's going to have guidelines and structure, rules, regulations, policies, and procedures for his household. But he's also going to have blessings and favor and rewards. So I get onto my sons. But guess what? They get a report card, they get $20 to $100 per A, depending on where the budget at. When that report card comes, they get $20 to $100 per A, and then get a bonus. And they have like 8 classes. So that's a $800 haul right there. May have one A minus or something like that. Make boom 50. Reward them, because when you work hard in real life as an adult, you get paid. And so this what I want you to understand on that right there. Now, when it comes to provision, when a man of God has surrendered to God and he starts to provide, provision not just meaning financially, but emotionally, spiritually, physically. When a man surrenders to God, he wants his wife to be at ease. He wants her to have comfort. It doesn't mean that he doesn't want her to cook and to clean and to do the laundry, but he wants to make her life as soft as possible. So he's going to want to get her massages. He's going to want to buy her for nothing gifts. He's going to want to rub her feet, play in her hair, massage her back. He's going to want to allow her to shop. Like, he going to want her to have a budget where, boom, this just shopping money. Like, he going to want to, because a lot of times as a man could be very smothering over the finances. You know, you don't need that. You don't need that. Why you doing this? Why you doing that? Why you doing that? But when a man surrenders to God, he starts to understand what love your wife as Christ loved the church really mean, in the sense of presenting her blemish and spot free. So he started to come to a place to where it's like, okay, I want her to have, like, I want her to be at ease. I want her to be comfortable. And a man may want to work 2 jobs so that the woman doesn't have to work. And when the heart starts to shift, he starts to want the woman to have more freedom. And when I say freedom, I don't mean booty shorts. I mean more ability to, like, if she sees something that she likes, she can buy it. Long as she operating from the right place. She not worshiping money. She not serving things. She not storing her treasures here on earth. But meaning, like, okay, boom, here's an ice maker. We need this. Oh, this is a real cute shirt. These some really cool shoes. I don't have this colorway. Boom, you could get that. And see, the thing about it is, when a man is not in the right place, he hasn't surrendered to God. We don't want our woman to be with her friends. We don't want her to be with her mama, with her daddy, with her sisters, her brothers. We don't want her to be around anybody when we're not in the right place with God, because if we know we're not doing what we're supposed to do, we fear those conversations, because we know it's human nature to gossip, and we know it's human nature to vent. So we fear the conversations that are being had when we're not being the man we are supposed to be. And so that makes a man controlling and suffocating, and the woman is held captive instead of feeling free. But when a man surrenders to God and he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he's loving his woman the way he's supposed to be loving her, he's listening to her the way he's supposed to be listening to her, serving her how he's supposed to be serving her, doing for her, caring for her, providing for her, protecting her. He wants those times with her and her friends, her and her mom, her and her dad, family, co-workers, because he wants that good PR. At that point, he now starts to want her to have that time to let her hair down, to just be herself in a different way, to have those feminine conversations, to have those woman to woman talks about woman things that he doesn't understand, or he may not care about. He wants her to be able to do that. And in doing that, now she's able to have that time and then come back to him a bit lighter, little more fresh and feeling good. and she can relax because now she got that bit of conversation out. She was able to do that, and now she come back to her husband for husband and wife conversation. And what she may do, she may be with her friends, family, co-workers, come home. She may tell the husband all their business. All their business. They, keep this secret. Don't tell nobody. She coming home telling everything. Because she at peace. She at ease with her husband. And so you have to understand that that's a process for a man. So when a man telling you, why you always with your girlfriend? Why you always with your mom? Why you always... That's a clear sign that we not operating from the place we're supposed to operate from. That's a clear sign that we not with the Lord. Unless it's an exception to the rule, meaning unless you know you toxic, you know you terrible, you know you be gossiping and making stuff up and lying, then that's different. But we're not talking about exceptions to the rule, we talking about the majority. And so he's going to get to that place to where it's like, hey, go, all right, have a good time. Yeah. And then what he's going to do, he honestly is going to be more focused on, he's not going to be tit for tat. He's going to be more focused on providing and protecting his household. Providing for and protecting his household. That's going to be his goal, his mission, and he will find an outlet. And so if you see this man is taking care of business and he's doing what he has to do so that you and the children, or if you don't have children, you got dogs or cats or whoever, or other family member, he's doing what he has to do to take care of finances, to bring in finance. Might not be all the finances, but he bringing in finances. He busting his butt. He's working. He's not afraid of a hard day's work. He's not afraid to do what he has to do legally. Then with that, you have to understand that he's going to find an outlet. It might be the video game. It might be a glass of red wine. It might be going to the movie every week. Like if he's taking care of business and doing what he needs to do, let him have his freedom. Let him have his fun time. Let him have his downtime. Every man is different. It might be golfing, might be basketball. It might be, every man is different. If you with a smoker, it might be the cigar lounge. You know, that's your choice you got with him. Don't try to take his cigars. If that's how he wind down and relax. It might be some whiskey. Long as he don't get belligerent and he know how to handle his drink, he a grown man. You know, he behind closed doors. So understand that. If it's the video game, if like, okay, if you could go out with your homegirl for 2 to 4 hours and he want to get on the game for 4 hours, let him get on the game. But the thing is when he surrenders to God, he's going to be providing for his wife in a way to where she can rest a little bit. She can be at ease. Like he's looking to do what he has to do. If he got to keep one job and he going to work overtime, or if he going to get a little side gig. And then when you see a man go into this space of ultra providing, then you have to pick it up as a woman and you got to start doing a little more in the sense of relieving him a little more. You know, making sure that you bring in the intimacy, that you bring in the femininity, that you bring in, you know, the sexiness behind closed doors, and you just doing what it takes. It don't always have to be completely physical and going all the way. It literally could be a sensual back rub. It literally could be just having on something that's, you know, cute and seductive and cuddling and a back massage. And then he might not have the energy to do more. And then if he does, then muster up the energy and the smile, service with a smile. And because he's going to be breaking his back and doing what he has to do, and he's going to do it with a smile, meaning he's not going to complain about it. He may vent about how hard it is or what have you, or how stressed it could be sometimes, but he's not going to say, oh, I'm finna quit, or oh, this and that. And see, when a man starts to surrender to God, you're going to notice that he stops comparing. He's going to stop comparing you to him. He's going to stop talking about, oh, I wish I had your easy life. Oh, I wish I had your life. Oh, your life's so easy. Oh, you ain't got to do nothing but cook and clean and this and that. I'm in the hot sun, or I got to deal with these kind of people. I got to do this. he's not going to be minimizing your existence and what you do for him or the family or what your job is. He's not going to minimize what you do and maximize what he does. He's going to do what he does willingly and acceptingly, confidently, knowing that he is the man. He's going to get to a place to where he understands his life is supposed to be hard so that your life and the children's life could be soft. And he's going to muster the courage. And see, the thing is, what you have to make sure, though, is you have to make sure that you're not being selfish, because there are women who will have a man who is busting his butt. Like he's working extremely hard. He's protecting, he's providing, he's coming home every night. He home for dinner, he's there. And then when he go to get him some peace, he want to get on the game, or he want to, smoke him a cigar, or he want to, and I'm not a smoker. I'm just using an example because I'm knowing that's a thing. I've been hearing a lot more men say this, that they smoke cigars. I've never smoked a cigar, so I cannot relate to it. I don't play video games either, so I cannot relate to that either. But I'm just saying, I hear men do these things. But whatever it is that he want to do for peace, like I'm gonna tell you what happened with me. You myself example. Me, when I work all week, some weekend I want to just get out the house. I want to get out the house, go to the movie, go to Center Bistro where you can sit down and order food and watch a movie. That's what I want to do. Or I want to go, to a little lounge, little restaurant type thing where you can have you something to eat, just kick it, have your little grown folks time, get dressed, go out there. And my wife, she be tired. She'll be tired, but it I don't know, it could be like her sleep, if her sleep was thrown off or what have you. But because she know that's how I relax, she'll muster up the courage, like the strength, and she'll go. And then at the same time, though, this is what the softening of the heart is I tell myself, I realize, I say, really all I want is just to relax, to like put my phone down and not be in response mode all day, because everybody is calling on me. And it's like so many people be calling on me, people that I barely know, but I know like they have my number, but I don't really know them like that. They're not really a friend, but just everybody want advice. And the people who know me and they met me not as a client, then they feel like they could get advice for free. And so they want to get on the phone. But then on top of that, I gotta have anywhere from 2 to 6 or 8 meetings a day. So I'm constantly just being with withdrawals taken from me. Just people just withdrawing. And so I receive no deposits other than my wife and my children. And so with that, the thing had froze a little bit right there, look like. So with that, it'll be a space where I realize I just want to relax. And so if my wife is tired because she'd have been driving like crazy, boom, 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 taking the boys to school every morning, coming back home, picking them up, coming back home, that's 2 round trips. That's basically 160 minutes. It's like 40 minutes each way, 80 minutes on the road. That's draining. And then you got traffic. It's wrecks happening around you, back-to-back traffic. It's just mentally, emotionally draining, even though you see it as just driving and not working a job. It's just draining. And then doing everything, the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, making sure everybody got what they need, everybody in their right place, managing 3 other people's life and managing her own life is very tiring, very exhausting. It's a lot of checks and balances. You just gotta always be doing something, always ripping and running. And like managing a very active household of 3 men who we are messy, we lazy, we uncoordinated, we don't pick up after ourselves. So she got 3 men, 3 males in the house with her, and that's just not a good, easy task. And just she clean up, we mess up the kitchen in 5 minutes. And it's like, we don't mean no harm. We try to clean up. We can't clean to her standards. We missing spots on the bowls. And it's like, it's just how it is. You don't want it to be that way. Make sure you raising your son. Make sure you doing even better. And the best that you could do is still going to be, it's a difference between a woman and a man. It's just a woman is just more detailed in certain areas. And then you have exceptions to the rule where a man is more detailed. And the man is the one who cleans spotless. And the woman might be more, messy. It's not one size fits all. So understand that. But in our case, I realized that. So I say, you know what? I don't have to get out the house. Because every time I take my wife out, we go out to eat or what have you, the bill would be like $300. It's like, you go to a nice restaurant today. I'm like, you know what? If I do that every week, then that's probably, I'm what is that? I'm losing, that's $1,200 a month. So I can put that on the market, and I could stay home, and then let's Uber. We'll do Uber Eats. That'd be $100. It's $100. Uber Eats. Put a game on. My wife, she in the bed with me. She talking to me. She on her Kindle. She on her TikTok. I'm watching whatever it is on TV, trying to get into me a good movie. I have her Google, find me a good movie, and I put my phone down. See, her phone is not for work, so she could be on her phone. Me, I'd put my phone down. And so now I just met in the middle. She get to relax Friday night, end of the week. She get to relax, kick back. I get to relax. Now I like to get out of the house and do stuff, but I'll meet in the middle if I know she done had a really rough week. Now, if I know the week ain't been too bad and she got a little energy, because I know she'll do a girls' night with the quickness now. So I remember that, and I say, okay, I can't let other people take from my household and get energy from my wife for a girls' night when I need her energy, and I'm afraid to schedule something because she tired or what have you. But if the girls call, she'll be tired and she'll still muster up the courage to go. So I say, listen, I'm gonna need that labor of love too. And so sometimes we'll go ahead and go. And that's what I want you to understand, that it's a balance. It's a one hand wash the other. So when your man, your husband start to surrender to God, you're going to start to see the changes in the way he protect and the way he provide. But both will start to feel more cleansing and welcoming and more wholesome, more pure. And although there will be some things that you don't like or you may not necessarily agree with, when you look into it, you're going to know that it's not malicious. There's no malintent. You're going to be able to pick up that, okay, this is pure. Like, this is real. This isn't something to where he's trying to be toxic or controlling or mean. Now, when he's being toxic and controlling and mean, that's when you know that he's operating from ego. He's operating from pain. He's operating from anger, from frustration, and not from a peace from the Lord. And understand that humans, men and women, will exhibit little tidbits of jealousy. That's human. Like, it's not that it'll ever completely be gone, because women and men are like that alike. Now, of course, the most attractive human is the one who's not jealous and doesn't show any jealousy. That's the most attractive human. If you could get to that place to where you do not operate from jealousy, insecurity, and any of that, and you can give complete freedom and complete trust to your partner, that's when it is the most attractive. And what you're going to notice too is sometimes you could be in the right space and your spouse will be in the wrong space and try to get you out of the right space into the wrong space, and you got to stay in the right space. Sometimes your spouse will do things or say things that they know used to trigger you, used to have you say something or feel a way. And so you just have to be mindful of that. And you have to sidestep the power struggle and continue to do the right thing. Continue to stay and always to, like, if you're a woman watching this and you see your husband struggling mentally, emotionally, spiritually, lean in. Lean in. Don't get distant. Don't make it about you. Don't start, oh, why are you being distant? Why are you being rude? Why are you being standoffish? Why do you act like this? Why are you so emotionally unintelligent? Lean in. Inquire within. See what's going on with him. See what he's struggling with. See what he's going through. Really start to get that peace of mind. Get to that place to where you start to, so what's going on? What? Oh, I was about to say something. You know what? How are things going? Massage is bad. Come put you some lingerie on. Smell good. Yeah, spray some perfume on after you get out the shower. Shower good, perfume. Put your little lingerie, little silk, and go lay your head on his shoulder, and rub his back, play in his beard, or he ain't got no beard, just rub his face. And then he's gonna just be nice, be soft, be wholesome, be welcoming, be the vacation. And then you're gonna see, if he's stressed, he may be distant, he may be standoffish, he may be a little snappy. What he's saying is, come closer. He's saying, come closer. He's saying, give me more. He's saying, do more. He's saying, I'm hurting, I'm crying. I don't know, I'm crying on the inside. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm scared. I'm fearful. I can't express fear. I can't express my pain. I can't express it, but I need to feel you more. I need to hear you more. Speak life. But see, what'll happen is when the protector and the provider is off kilter and not firing on all cylinders, the woman starts to take that personal and flip it and make it about her, and start to feel like it's something that she's doing wrong, or something that has to do with her, and it may not have anything to do with her. It may just, he needs more love, he needs more attention, he needs more affection, because what he's being asked to do is very hard. He in the hot sun doing roofs. He in a toxic workplace. He dealing with stressful coworkers. He dealing with stressful clients. He dealing with whatever his industry is. You got to seek to understand, then be understood. You got to look at, okay, what could be the headache here? What could be the stress here? He could be busting his butt, doing everything, and keep getting passed over for promotions. Man of another race, person of another gender, person with went to a better college. Keep passing them over, but he performing the best. They stealing his ideas. They stealing his work. All of that stuff is demoralizing. Then when he come home, if you as the wife take and make it about you, when it have nothing to do with you, now he's like, man, I can't win for losing. Like, I got enemies on every side. Like, I got enemy in my own home. Like, I came home stressing and, upset with the boss or with the coworker or with the employee. And then now my wife making it by her. Why you treat me like that? Why are you being rude? Why are you being standoffish? And he like, man, listen, I've been out here 12-hour shift in this hot sun or in this cold snow. And then here you come talk about why this and why that. This is what he think in his head. And you'd have been home all day, or you've been sitting in that good AC at your job, or that good heater at your job, or you working from home, or you doing this and that, whatever the situation may be, but you're not seeking to understand. And so you got to look and you got to realize and ask yourself, like, is his life as hard as mine? Is his life harder than mine? Is he doing more? Like, is his job, does his job require more than my job? Does he have to interact with more people than me? Like, what could it be? And it may not be the case, but even if that's not the case, then you still seek to understand, then be understood. And it's also your job as the woman could be harder. You could be making more money, it could be harder. And express your feelings, express your stress. Because he could be the one in the wrong, and he could be internalizing it. He could be making it about him and not realizing it has nothing to do with him. And so now he's shutting down, or he's getting distant, or he's being rude because your work stress is bleeding over into the relationship. And now he thinks that you're trying to do something to him. He thinks that you trying to send a little subliminal message to him, or treat him a certain way, or you getting ready to cheat on him, or you cheating on him, or you about to leave him, or something of the nature. So be open and be expressive, and let communication be the through line. Let that communication be a constant, to where y'all are talking and y'all are building and you expressing yourself. And when you do that, you're going to start to realize and see, like, okay, this makes sense. Like, the fact that I sat down and I talked about it, then I was able to get somewhere with this situation, because it took and it taught me something. I learned, like, his coworkers been low-key bullying him at work, just always making him the brunt of the joke, always bothering him, always teasing him, calling him a simp, always doing this. And that's starting to get to him. He ready to, spark the fade. And he coming home, and it's coming into the house, and I'm thinking it's about me, and he got a work wife. But now that I done dug a little deeper and talked to him, I done found out that this what's really going on. And so you have to understand that, because I seen a lady, she said something that, now this right here, this right here made sense what she said. Now I ain't say I don't never hear a woman say something that shows that women don't understand men. But she said, it was a video on maybe Instagram Reels, and it was a white lady. I don't know what she do. She a therapist, and that's how she found out or something from talking to men. But she said, if your man work a job that's, it's a hard job, it's a taxing job, when he comes home, he just needs some time to relax. She's like, he might just want to go get on the video game. He might just want to go play with the dog. Like, I know you excited and all of that to see him. You've been home, you've been cooking, you've been cleaning. You just excited to have somebody back at the house, this your man and all of that. But he just needs some time. Like, he don't want to hear all your girls gossip. He don't want to hear about all the basketball or baseball or soccer mom, whatever it may be, stuff going on. He don't want to hear about all that. He want to, let me see what this is. He want to take and have him a little time to just relax for a second, understand that. And I was like, man, now I don't know if she said he wants you to ask him how his day was. Let him talk about his day. And I was like, man, I ain't even think about that. That's true though. That is true. Because a lot of times as men and provider men and men of God, when we surrender to God, we just always used to being pulled from. It's just like, what do you give Jesus? Like, what do you give? Husbands love the wife as Christ loved the church. Wives, submit to your husband as unto the Lord. So it's like, what do you give the Lord? Just a bunch of requests. What you give the Lord? Lord, do this for me. Lord, bless my finances. Lord, protect me. Lord, keep me safe. Lord, open doors no man can close. Lord, shut doors no man can open. Lord, do this. Lord, do that. Lord, send a husband. Lord, send a wife. Lord, send this. Lord, send that. Lord, send that. And rarely do you say, Lord, thank you for just being you. Lord, thank you for the breath in my body. Lord, thank you for these eyes that I could see. Lord, thank you for this mouth I could talk. Lord, thank you. And Lord, I don't need you to do nothing. Just do what you do. Lord, keep doing what you do. Lord, let your will be done, not my will. And see, that's the thing. And so a lot of times when you have a husband, he just become your any and everything. And it's just, ooh, let me tell you what such such said. But flip that and say, hey, how was your day today? What did y'all do? Oh, okay, where y'all did? All right, y'all went over there. Okay, y'all did that. Okay. Now, what has John been doing lately? Because you was telling me he was doing this. Like, you need to know every worker, you need to know everything, because especially if you a stay-at-home mom now. Now, if you've been working too, then both of y'all get to talk. And you just see who had the heavier day. What you got? Create a system. What do you have? I heard a lady talk about that. Her and her husband, they'd be like, hey, I got 20%. I can't remember her name, but she was big time. She a big time author. Got 20%. Hey, I got 50%. Hey, I got 80%. And so, how you feeling? Like, be that person. Like, it's okay to be the more mature person if you know you were raised more mature. You were raised more holistic. You were raised more healthy. Like, be that person until your husband catch on and he start to catch up and he start to realize. And then if he don't realize, then talk to him, because he don't know no better. He was not raised to be a husband. He was just raised. He could have been baby. He could have been coddled. He could have been reinforce. So tell him, say, hey, you know, sometimes when we talk, I'm asking you about your day and all of that, but I want you to ask me about my day as well. He may get defensive, may try to deflect, but he heard you. He heard you. And if you have to say it a second time, because he don't pick up, he ain't changed it in a week. Say it a second time. And then that's when you start to really find out who you married and where he is in his life. And then that's when you got to start speaking truth to power. If he's not growing and evolving and changing and becoming a better man, that's when your foot got to start going down, and you got to start letting him know it's going to be some changes around here now. If you're not changing, you're not growing, I ain't going to keep licking the bottom of your feet now. And that's when you got to speak truth to power. And guess what? If he know God and he got God anywhere near his heart, he going to start to grow. He going to start to change. Trust me. Trust me. Hey, this is Tony Gaskin. God bless you. I'm not sure if I get another one up, but the idea here is noon and 9 p.m. Sometimes my days get away from me. I got to start my days earlier because I'll be serving people all day. But noon Eastern, that's 9 a.m. West Coast time. That's 11 for like Houston stuff and all that. In the mountains like Denver, I think that's 10 a.m. So noon Eastern and 9 p.m. That's the goal for the videos. And what I was going to say, I ain't talking to nobody at this point, so I need to open up with this next time. TonyGasAcademy.com. Visit that, and you're going to see the courses, the upcoming courses that's coming up. Black Friday. Those courses are going to be available for Black Friday. All of them may not be available, so whatever is not available, I'll remove it before the Black Friday. The Black Friday sale will be 10 a.m. Eastern. So that's 7 a.m. West Coast time. I was going to do it at midnight, but I don't want you buying delirious. I feel like that's an unfair sales tactic, and I don't want you to be buying delirious when it's time for you to be asleep. I don't want to play no gimmicks and no games. This is going to be very pure wisdom, knowledge, understanding put in these courses, and it's going to be some good information. That the full outline is not on there. It's just like the first 3 parts. Each course will have like 5 to 8 parts. Or 5 to 10 parts. I just put a little sample on there, and I didn't want to put the whole thing just because of plagiarism, because I'm giving such a heads up that it's other authors and speakers who will, just change the title of the course and change the title of each section and just copy it completely verbatim. So I just have it the way it is. So take a look at it, and I'm giving you a heads up so that you could be prepared for it. It's not going to be expensive. Like these courses, the information that I'm putting in here, these could be $500 a piece. Some of them could be $1,000. One of them, the sales course, could be $5,000, to be honest with you. But it's going to be $29 because Black Friday is on November 29th, and 29 was my college football number. So it's going to be $29. And then the bundle not discounted. It's just you buying all 7. So if you say, hey, I want to rock with all 7 of these, you don't have any of these courses, some of the information, a video or 2 you will have heard, something like it, but it will be new and expounded upon information in the video as well. So all 7 courses is $203 for knowledge that I'm putting in here. Yes. 1% of what it's worth. So I want you to understand that. Put a few ducats to the side. And I just honestly want to be able to show. I would love to be able to report on my Instagram, like just how many students we had sign up, like how many enrollments it were. I'm gonna look at the course enrollments before the Black Friday sale, and then I'm gonna look after the Black Friday sale ends. And I would love to have, a praise report for my Instagram, just to show that in this consumerist society of just like buying material items, and because I know the women who got weave businesses, it's going crazy on Black Friday. The women who got makeup businesses, waist trainer businesses, leggings business, hair oil, hair treatment, all that going crazy on Black Friday. But whoever thought about courses and knowledge going crazy on Black Friday? And I just want to be able to represent in that space and just let people know, like, you can also do something with a different type of purpose. Like, you can have some purpose. You could give some of that knowledge in your mind. You don't have to just give people candy. You can give them some medicine too. You can give them some protein too, not just sugar. And so I'm hoping that we have at least, we might have 1,000 enrollments. We might have, I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm gonna see what the Lord gonna do, but I'm being patient because I see a lot of people that already released their Black Friday sale. And I've done that in the past, like do it way earlier because you're just trying to beat everybody else. But the Lord said to me in my spirit, what's for you is for you. Your tribe is your tribe, and what's for you is for you. You ain't got to rush. You ain't got to be doing none of that. And so we're gonna talk about that too in the sales course. I got a sales course, and I'm gonna talk to you about simply selling and just how to sell authentic. And because it's a lesson to it. And it's some things that a lot of people don't get and understand. So that's why also it just happened. This whole dissertation about this is at the end of this video. So it's only true supporters that's still listening at 1 hour and 7 minutes. I don't have the stragglers and all of that on there. So this is for you. These courses are for you. You are the type of person that I like to work with because you really going deep. You really investing in yourself. You really have tapped into self-development and you want more. So you are the type of person that I create these type of blessings for, because I could be greedy and say, hey, the discounted price is $97. But I just felt it in my spirit. I heard in my spirit say, no, doing one better. Take that 100 and cut that down by 4. So 97, I went down to 29. And I say, man, I'm giving away this. I say, man, I just ain't valuing myself enough. Like, I just ain't. But then I thought about it. I'm like, man, what we get from our Father, it's way more. It's way more value than we could put on it. It's like, it's worth way more. So that's why I take that business model. I want to give way more value than what I'm charging you for. But hey, this Tony Gaskins, God bless you. We'll talk soon. Hey, go check out the course, TonyGaskinsAcademy.com.